All right, happy Saturday night, all you Texas Tech fans, basketball fans, and lovers of conversation out there across the fruited plain. Glad you're hanging out with us on a Saturday evening for Roundball Rewind. We're coming to you from the Raiderland World headquarters tonight. You'll get in on that United Supermarkets chat line, whether you're on Facebook and Facebook Live or you're on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, all free. Never have to pay a dime. Subscribe to everything. And we hope Twitter is working out better than it has for the last week or so. They got attacked. Elon got attacked, and it's played hell on the live broadcast. So, hey, if you're struggling, if you're normally on our Twitter feed, go to YouTube, go to Facebook Live. It's easy. All right, we got a lot to get to tonight. Texas Tech advancing to the Sweet 16 with the 77-64 victory over Drake there in Wichita, Kansas. You couldn't have had a starker contrast in games from game one against Wilmington in the three-point barrage, and then the pounding of the paint that you saw early, often, and throughout the day as Texas Tech outscored them 50-20, where they painted, on the floor right there around the basket. So a lot of stuff to get to. I want to hear what you're thinking about tonight. What do you like about this team? Do you like the draw so far? You got Arkansas coming up next. Let's have some good basketball discussion wherever else it leads us here on a Saturday night. Let's get it going in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. The website, you start your day there. During the week, obviously, we've got our daily columns and those awesome Raiderland hot links every morning. Fresh, hot, the best links from Raiderland and beyond. We'll also have our 5 things we know on a Sunday column for you in the morning. Diamond Talk tomorrow afternoon after Texas Tech and TCU wrap their baseball series. Big win for Tech baseball today. But tonight it's Roundball Rewind brought to you by Domino's Pizza. In the mayhem of March, in the madness, you need the calming, soothing greatness of Domino's Pizza. So get the app and then get online and get their emails because you get a ton of great coupons. I still call them coupons, whatever you want to call it now. Discounts and everything else. Get you some pizza here during March Madness. And we thank Larry Vigil and Victor Portillo and all the crew at Lubbock Domino's franchise for being huge partners with us over the decades here in Raiderland. Nobody does it better, and we thank Domino's and Domino's Pizza. So get you some Domino's Pizza and tell them thanks for supporting Raiderland. Also brought to you by the official chiropractor of Raiderland. That would be Kevin McAlpin, a great West Texan. Remember, his slogan is not if your back is out of whack, don't call a quack, call Kevin Mack, but it should be. Really should be. It'd be so cool. I can hear the jingle in my head. It would be a great jingle. And all communications brought to you by United Supermarkets and Market Street across West Texas and into the Metroplex and beyond. There's one supermarket in town that puts their name on Texas Tech stuff. There's another one that takes your money and sends it down south and puts their name on other buildings and other places. So there you go. All right. What do we got tonight? 77-64. It was attack inside early and often, and we loved every bit about it. Darren Williams going off for 28, Toppin 25. Hawkins, a solid game, I believe 7 assists without looking at it right now. And you had your 2 big studs show up the way you needed to have them show up. You knew, they knew, we knew, I think you guys knew. McMillan not going to play. I don't know that he'll play next week against Arkansas. I don't know when he'll play. I hope he does, but I don't know that he will. But just absolutely love the ferocity of the attack inside today for Texas Tech. And it was kind of interesting because one of the things we talk about is if you go inside often, you get fouled, you go to the line a lot. They really let them play today. It was pretty evident early on when we don't have a media dead ball, not after the first 16, but after the first 12-minute dead ball timeout. And that's why you had those back-to-back timeouts. But I love the way this game was officiated. I think it's great for Texas Tech if you can get that game officiated like that the rest of the way. Let's get your comments coming in. What do you think about the game? Where do we go from here? All those good things, whatever's on your mind, let's discuss it. And get ready to hold on to Grant McCaslin because people are going to be coming after him. Alan jumps in our YouTube channel, and I know we're going to have a lot on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook and Twitter and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Our YouTube people, please give us thumbs up and shares. Tech will have to see a school counselor because they bullied Drake tonight. They were they were physical. They did everything they wanted to do. whenever they wanted to do it. There was that weird technical there. What time was the technical? 15:45 mark on Drake. Ben McCollum had enough. It wasn't a foul. There were so many other fouls that he could get mad at. That wasn't it. But yeah, Tech bullied him. Tech was the aggressor. We talk about this a lot in football, basketball too, but I felt like Texas Tech was in control of the game for the most part. I never really felt like Tech wasn't going to win, but at the same time, Drake hanging around with those threes. It was the final three count for Drake when it was all said and done. 8 of 17. They cooled off dramatically in the second half, but they just kept hanging around enough. And this is March and weird stuff happens. And you're just like, need a run. And you finally got that 7-0 run there in the first half that stretched it out. And from there on out, it was Texas Tech. Timbo getting in on the United Supermarkets chat line. We saw the game you wanted all season tonight. I don't know if he's talking about me or in general Tech fans. But yeah, I love this. I love this style of play. Now, feel free to knock down more of your 3-point shots when you take them. 2 of 14 and you win. Hey, that dog won't hunt. And I say a lot of that. Some of that was Christian Anderson, Escalade Anderson, not Cadillac. That's the old Phi Slamma Jamma. But, Walton 0 of 3, regression to the mean 35 minutes, but he did get you 4 rebounds. You got to hit a few more threes. It's okay. If you're going 50 points in the paint, I think we'll be okay. Jumping back into the comments, Jeff is on there. We want you guys to share this if you're on YouTube, Facebook, or anywhere else. Twitter, share it, get some people in. Let's have a great discussion tonight. I like our chances. We will beat you at your game, and we will beat you at ours. What he's saying is that everybody talks about Florida can play any style of game, right? That Florida has natural position players all around the floor. They can run, they can slow it down, they can do whatever. Guess what? So can Tech. And again, without Chance McMillan, you win 2 games 2 very different ways. I'm old enough to remember the people with me and Rob Bro on Talk 103.9 FM when McCaslin's being hired. They'll never score points. We're hiring a guy who wants to score 50 points. No, you hired a guy who wants to win. He'll do whatever he has to do to win. JC is on our YouTube channel. That was a Hyatt special. Thanks, Tech, for not the win, but for not hearing Hyatt screaming about threes. Almost got beat, but at least no noise. Thank you. Thank you. The threes were fine the other night. I told you guys going into the game, you're going to shoot threes and beat them by shooting threes because they don't defend the three. It's the other times that it drives me a little bit nuts. Math almost caught them shoot more threes. No. When you're 2 of 14, don't shoot more threes. You weren't good at shooting threes. You were good at shooting twos. You won 77-64. The math worked out. Even the new math, I think, today. Gary's on Facebook. Toppin's second jump is impressive. He's a handful for anybody. He's got some interior moves. He's got some step throughs, angles, getting to the rim. It's really cool to watch. It's really fun to watch that. Of course, we used to call a lot of those things travels, but, what do we know? The fake Natalie Maines joins us on Twitter X. Thank you. We have Twitter X. Thank you, Elon. Please, fake Natalie Maines, share this, invite more people in. And again, for all of our Twitter people, it's still struggling on the back end, getting these live broadcasts streaming properly on Twitter X. Hopefully next week it's better. But yeah, this is why you sign up for all the other platforms so you can always get in and never miss anything. Dear Hyatt, says the fake Natalie Maines, who may or may not be the real Natalie Maines. How are you? Damn good. Grant is the fastest coach to win 50 games in Tech history. Knight, Tubby Smith, Chris Beard, with a cupboard full of talent that Tubby left, couldn't do it. Just so you know, love you right back. Grant McCaslin can coach. Grant McCaslin is going to be a highly sought after coach. Kirby Hocutt talked about it up there in Wichita this week. He wants the inquiries coming in. He wants people to want his coach, and so do you. That means you got a good coach. If you look around, though, he's at a place where he can win, right? What are the other places you can win better or bigger than Tech right now? Not many. From the Womble, the arena still, United Supermarkets arena is still pretty darn good for being 25 years old. My gosh, it blows me away. Sitting there opening weekend in it, and it blows me away. It's 25 years old. The SEC dropping like flies. Michigan just poleaxed A&M in the second half. What else we got right now on scores? We're kind of in that in between right now. But yeah, 91, 70, 79. Beyond that, Auburn and Creighton. Auburn looking like they're going to get that win. And then BYU and Wisconsin. Come on, BYU 25-16 over Whiskey in the early go. Houston, Gonzaga just underway, 7-2, few minutes in. And then it's going to be Tennessee and UCLA late tonight to wrap it up. SEC doing better than the ACC. Alan jumping back into the comments. Tech played a slow game offensively and almost got to 80, a different level than most teams left in the tournament. That's a really good point that almost in the first 8 minutes, I said the scoring was frenetic, but the pace wasn't frenetic. And it was really interesting. The first 8 minutes of this game to that 12-minute dead ball were really fascinating from a basketball standpoint. You were seeing two well-coached basketball teams executing what they wanted to do at the moment. It wasn't a lack of defense. It wasn't like people were running past everybody. It was just really, like you said, efficient is the great term. And I don't know what the OER was during that first 8 minutes, first 10 minutes of the game. But you make a great point of just how you scored more points on Drake this year than any opponent did against them. And at no point were you really up and down the court running. What was the fast break? You had 5 fast break points. Of course, when you got 50-20 in the paint advantage, it's pretty good. You only gave up 2 fast break points. There were a lot of things in this that were really interesting to me, just from a basketball standpoint. It was a pleasure to watch the game. All right, you guys share this on Twitter, on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really want to get over 500 during the tournament. We're close. We're so close. We only need like 40 of you guys to do it. Sorry, I missed a comment there from Jeff. A lot of threes, just short. Got to be a little fatigued this late in the year. I don't know if it's fatigue, nerves, anything else. Like Christian Anderson, thank God he kept scoring, because one of the big moments in this was at 2:14 left in the game when he makes it 71 to 50. Was it 58? 71, 58, 56. I think it was 58. That he didn't give up shooting. I love his mentality. He was having a really rough go the first 2 rounds, hitting threes. I don't know if it's fatigue, tight rims. And I know you're coming back after playing the other night, but I don't know. I'm not going to give it fatigue just right off the bat. Steven on Twitter X. We're on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. Join the other 7,000 plus that are with us over there. Cal, the only coach I'd rather see us beat than Self. Irish coffee's on me if we beat him next week. Hello, Calipari. Nice jacket today. The Goodfellas game, was interesting to see there in the attire. Kept waiting for De Niro to walk in, sit down at a coffee, house or a diner and start lecturing them on something. Thank you. My mustache, much like United Supermarkets Arena, 25 years old. I was clean shaven going into the Wuhan flu era, by the way. I had not had a goatee for several years. I had been clean shaven. And then, that hit, and still ain't got rid of it yet. Thanks for caring. Alan, there's not a job open currently that's better than Tech. The job in Austin is lateral at this point. Lateral and maybe lesser. Maybe lesser at this point, given what you have to work with at Texas Tech, what you're doing. And then the level of fan support at Texas Tech dwarfs the level of fan support and the caring factor at UT. They just don't care. Rick Barnes learned it. Chris Beard learned. Tom Penders learned it. I have listened for 35 years. Coaches lament Nobody's showing up. And there's a reason why when they, are we in the mood? Are we in the mood? Is everybody in the mood? When they did the mood, the reason they made it smaller. Dallas, congrats to all Aggie fans on your freed up weekends. Ouch. Hey, but at least baseball is ranked number one, right? Oh, wait, that was preseason baseball. I shouldn't say anything about baseball right now. I apologize. Tech won today, 7-6. 4-1 in Big 12 play. I don't know if that's the leader. I hadn't checked the scoreboards to see where we are, if anybody's still undefeated. I've been so engrossed in basketball. Get your questions, comments in tonight. It's Roundball Rewind, brought to you by United Supermarkets and the chat line. Whether you're on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook Live, Domino's Pizza taking care of you tonight. Get that pizza. They still just bring it to your house. Isn't that great? And in 2025, that there are still people that you can call on a phone. They will answer the phone. You tell them, I would like a pizza. And they go, yeah, we'll bring it to you. It's why we beat the Russians. It's why we defeated communism. You call somebody in Russia trying to get a pizza, ain't going to happen. CJ's next up on our Facebook channel. Good win for baseball after the shellacking yesterday. I used shellacking earlier on Twitter. Great use of shellacking. It was a shellacking. Tim Tadlock did what he does. He managed that game to lose only one game after it got ugly and did not throw away any frontline pitching. And then you come in and you got Jack Siebert today going gets another victory, his second in Big 12 play, stretching it out and gets it to Parker Hutera, who only gives up the one bomb there in the night that made a little pucker factor Zulu a little bit, but you had your two biggest arms ready to go today that weren't torched in a meaningless outing yesterday. Randy says Grant is not going anywhere with the facilities, oil field money, and not to mention Castleton opening a rock climbing gym. Yeah, they're opening a rock climbing gym. Put it in 33-inch headlines, says Jimmy Johnson. I mean, Randy Wade. Joseph, the expert said Tech can't win without threes. Toppin and Williams said, hold our beers. I've been telling you they can win without threes. You need some. You got to shoot better than 2 for 14. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-3. There's a regression point, though, for Texas Tech. It's around 18 to 19 three-point attempts where you're now giving long runouts and you're not doing it right. Jan, who's one of the greatest Red Raider fans out there, prayers to center and left fielders after the horrible crash with each other in the wall. But one of them held onto the ball for the third out. Everybody's okay. Everybody's all right. The kids are all right. See, if you have a bracket on ESPN, place it in Hyatt's Raiderland group. I have a bracket. It is not entered in any contest you guys would be a part of. I went 24-8 for the first 2 days. Big bounce back yesterday. Went 14-2 yesterday. Today, though, taking some of the losses that were bound to happen. I was going to lose that Arkansas game. Well, not no matter what, but I lost the Arkansas game. I had St. John's getting through. I did have Michigan getting through, so we got a winner up there on that one earlier today. And then, McNeese. So I had Purdue getting upset by High Point. That was one of my early upsets. So I couldn't win that game. I had Clemson and Purdue, or Clemson and High Point. I lost both. Clemson was the only team I lost all the way to the 16. So I had going into today every team available in the 16, and then lost Arkansas. So I now have, other than 2 teams, everybody's available for me in the Sweet 16. And if you guys are playing Survivor, we would like to see Tennessee win. Helvetica font. New Times Roman? Helvetica? What would we like to use? Which font is your font? Machine font? What font would you like? Choose your font. For don't. And they kind of, they just poleaxed McNeese today, and it was almost like the coach at McNeese was like 1 foot out the door, and all the players maybe were going to go somewhere. You wondered when that was going to kick in, if it would. Did it do that today when they had their first real bout of, hey, this may not turn out too good? Hell, we're all out here anyways. Let's just get this over with. Jan, if they give you threes, take them and make them. If not, take the layups. Boom, whatever it takes. T-shirts, Coronado, 1985, whatever it takes. White, red, whatever it takes. Wish I still had mine. And that is, in a nutshell, Jan, you just described what makes Grant McCasland a very good college basketball coach. That he is not wedded to a system, he is wedded to winning. That he will take the players he has on hand, and if the players he has on hand mean, hey, let's limit them to 55 points and let's crush them defensively and let's win that way, he'll do what he did at North Texas the year he was hired at Tech. Or he can score like he did in previous teams before that North Texas year and go score 80 points, 90 points a game. And he can do it this year with this team, which to me is the mark of a really good coach because he is flexible and not just taking what the defense gives you. He does have an offense. He does have a system. He does, he dictates to you, but he's not afraid to dictate to you in different styles. It's not just like one style and we're going to force it upon you and we're going to do what we do better than you. I heard somebody talking about, and I wish I could tell you who it was. It's a former coach and I can't tell you who it was. I heard him talking this morning, I believe, about the idea of if you had one coach to win one game. And he was like, I got Rick Pitino, I got Bob Knight. That those guys will do whatever it takes to win one game. They will change their game plan. They will alter things. They will adjust. They will do whatever it takes to beat you in that one game. And the host was like, oh, what about Mike Krzyzewski? And he said, Mike Krzyzewski is a culture guy. He's a leadership guy, is still. But that his idea was, we're going to do what we do so well, we're going to beat you at it. And we're just going to do what we do. And the point about Pitino and about Bob Knight is not only will we do what we do, we will have so many things that we can do to do. We will be so flexible that we will beat you and take away whatever it is you do well. And then whatever you don't do well, we'll attack it and we'll beat you. By the way, that's also what Bobby Magel did as a baseball coach at Lubbock Monterey for 40 years or whatever. 50 years? How long is it? Jamie jumping in on YouTube. We love our YouTube people. YouTube people, give us thumbs up, likes, share it, all that good stuff. Versatile team, very versatile team. And here's the scary thing. You've got a team going to the Sweet 16 with a double-digit win that hasn't played its best basketball yet this year because of injuries and other things. You have not seen the best Texas Tech basketball team you could see this year. I don't know that we will. I want McMillan to be back. They want him back. I don't know that that's going to happen. Jan, I wish more women would say that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jan. Here's Jan. Gary on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. We throw a lot of cool stuff on there. Check it out. I want you guys to be a part of that. A lot more fun than an early exit. Yeah. Last year was just that weird, funky, hey, things happen. Maybe you don't play your best and you just ran into an incredibly hot North Carolina State team that you matched up with poorly inside, as we all know. And Grant McCasland said, I'll never have that mistake again at Texas Tech. And he goes out and gets Federico and makes sure that you've got some post players. Steven on Twitter, at Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter. 7,000 plus, can't be wrong. They said McNeese manager got 100,000 NIL money. We are definitely living in a simulation. Good for him. Great stuff. How can you not love it? There, if you were watching the post game, you saw, I'm going to guess, about 7 figures of NIL money being interviewed there on the post game for Texas Tech. God love them. I'm glad they're getting it. Joseph, I believe this team has more talent and are more athletic, I think what you would have said, than the 19 team. They're different. The game's different than 2019. The college game has changed since 2019. I mean, you kind of had a true everything in 19, other than maybe pure point guard. But Hawkins, I mean, Hawkins' numbers. His numbers aren't going to just fly off the page at you, all right? Today, what do you end up with? 16 points, but 10 of 11 at the line. Thank you very much. 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 0 turnovers in 38 minutes. I don't think I've mentioned the turnovers today, by the way. 5 turnovers. Now, this is not a team in Drake that pressures out really on you and does a lot of that type stuff. But still, if you can run a 20-minute guard post drill and only have 5 turnovers in practice, that's pretty good. Hawkins sets the single season assist record. I'm going back to what Joseph is saying there, and this team's right. Ask me in 2 weeks. Ask me in 2 weeks. That team had pros. This team has pros. Jeff, open the checkbook. We got a good thing going. Trust me, the checkbook is open for Texas Tech basketball right now. Chris and Will Wade's taking him with him. You got to take a dude like that with you, right? You can't leave him behind down there. Where is it Lake Charles? Where's McNeese State? It's Lake Charles, right? Yeah. Get that boy out of Lake Charles. Thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. By the way, get your ad specials going tomorrow. There'll be a lot of things on special there for you at United Supermarkets and Market Street, wherever you may be. We also have the luck of having a path to the Elite Eight playing 3 double-digit seeded teams. Yes, but that also means that they're winning, and they're feeling pretty cocky and good about themselves. So, I had Texas Tech advancing to take on St. John's next week. Now it's Arkansas. Alan Corbin, you don't have to release my bracket right now, but Alan Corbin has a copy of my bracket that he can verify what I say about going 24-8 in the first round and where we are with the teams that we have remaining. He can verify that if he's still watching. I don't know if he's still watching, but I made sure that we had photographic evidence timestamp. That way we could come back, because some of the things I can't show you, But yeah, that's the good news. Good news, you got the double-digit seeds. Bad news, they're feeling pretty good. Ryan, it worries me Tech only has 7 guys to play without chance. It should. I mean, you're skating on thin ice, and that's why I said the way this game was officiated today was exactly the way you wanted officiated going forward. That it could have been an absolute nightmare if instead of blowing, through the first 8 minutes of the game with hardly any fouls called, 3 fouls on Drake, none on Tech, to about the 10-minute mark or wherever it was. You're living in a totally different world if Toppin's got 2 at the 15:59 mark and you go to that dead ball timeout and you got to take him out. You're living in a totally different world if Hawkins is out there reaching and grabbing and pressuring the ball, and all of a sudden 2 quick whistles. You can't have that and survive that. And hopefully, as we go through, that what we saw today was how this tournament will be officiated from here on out. Nobody wants to watch the ref show in the NCAA tournament, and I applaud the refs. I thought they officiated a hell of a game. Ben McCullum might disagree. I understand. Get your comments, questions, thoughts in. Tech softball losing today at number 10, North Carolina, 1-0. Nigel Kennedy. Her ERA is still 0.65. 10-4 now in the year. Gave up a solo shot. Tech couldn't scratch. Love the fact that Glasgow's got them playing good competition. They're fun to watch. Tech baseball with a huge win today over TCU, because their postseason fate hangs in the balance in the Big 12. And I think they're going to have to finish first or second in the Big 12 regular season to get to the NCAA tournament. The RPI had dropped into the 80s going into yesterday. I didn't even look today. I just didn't want to know. And I didn't look at d1baseball.com. I'll look tomorrow after the win. And you really hope North Carolina, some of the teams you played, Grand Canyon, you've got to have your non-conference schedule. Those teams got to win. They got to keep winning. But it doesn't matter if you don't win. And Texas Tech's got to win a lot of series in the Big 12. And I do believe we could be looking at a a league that only gets 2 teams into the NCAA tournament, maybe 3. And this year, I hate to say it, but the Big 12 tournament matters. I hate that. JC with us on YouTube. My bracket is posted on the ESPN group, but I think UCSD flyer I took out as only 16.5. Unless, by the way, unless somebody started a Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland ESPN group, I didn't do it. So more power to you. Maybe somebody did. It's a renegade group. I love it. I hope you did. My group's a little more interesting. Text messages, missed calls, different stuff. There we go. Hopefully you guys on Twitter are able to get the show live tonight. We apologize. So we have, over 7,000 folks with us on Twitter. And the back end, since they got hacked, has been really problematic. It's just not sharing it the way it does. That's why I stress again, all of y'all, please sign up for all of our platforms. They're all free. It doesn't cost anything to be on our Facebook page and watch it live there on Facebook, and YouTube channel as well. Grow that YouTube channel. We get over 500. Amazing things are going to happen. It's going to be weird, man. It's going to be weird. Stephen, if Colorado State loses, we'll have the shortest drive to San Francisco. I already know some tech folks that are getting ready to head out there. All right. Oh, so JC, so you actually set it up. All right. So knock it out. Knock it out. There you go. There's the password, everybody. Jump in. Well, I guess it's too late to get in. You're probably the only one in there. It's like you're going to win. You're probably the only person in there that gets it done. We can expand some of the bracket talk too right now. How are you guys feeling about the tournament overall? One, have you enjoyed it so far? Obviously, if you're a Tech fan, you have. But overall, are we still top heavy with what's Auburn? Give me some. I got to get some scores. Sorry, hold on. All right, so Houston is up 26-14 right now. 7:25 to go in the first. Auburn is not cruising. 2:11 to go. 74-67, close enough in the margin. 42-31 BYU. I'm really happy for BYU right now. They're over Wisconsin. 2:21 left in the first. So we're paying attention to that. So you look around at some of the other regions. I have Bama getting through. We'll see. But we'll see how that plays out and go from there. But BYU and whiskey. I don't know. Purdue. Purdue's killing me right now. I had Arizona making a pretty decent run. We'll see. I like Tennessee tonight. We'll see if we can get through there. I have Michigan State going too far. I'd like to apologize for that. But how are you guys? Who do you like right now? What are you seeing? What do you like? Move your brackets to the group. Can't do that. I don't have brackets on an ESPN deal. It's an underground type thing we can't talk about. Great tournament so far for the Big 12, says Chris. I think so far you ought to feel pretty decent about it. Like I didn't have Baylor advancing. I had Mississippi State, taking down that. I didn't have Baylor advancing. Big 12 Sweet 16 might represent well, yeah. Half of the vaunted SEC didn't survive the first weekend. And I don't want to say we could see that coming, just like did we see the Big Ten doing what they're doing? But when you just get that many teams in, you still got a bunch of Midland teams. And by that, I mean, they're going to be seeded. They're going to have to play somebody halfway decent. And that goes back to this committee, I think, looking too much on some of the metrics that were not necessarily um, full season, but more predictive almost in a game to game, but not. I don't know. I like the fact they're using analytics, whatever that is, whatever we want to call analytics today. I just don't know that they are smart enough to know how to apply them. And if you listen to some of the bracketologists, they would agree that they didn't apply them too well. Well, that was going to come back and hurt a league like the SEC that had that many teams in, pretty much based on math. It's been a little lacking. No buzzer beaters. You know how many? Okay, if we define a buzzer beater on a last shot, like the shot goes in and the game is over. Most tournaments don't have a single buzzer beater. That you can bet that in Vegas and some other places far away and here in the territory, that no buzzer beater in the entire tournament, and I think it's about minus 110, maybe 120. Joseph, it's setting up for maybe multiple Big 12 teams in the Final Four. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Who would have thought the lone loser from the Big 12 was Kansas? Anybody who watched them play a lot this year and has watched them really over the last 2 years, they have not been Kansas. They've not been Kansas. Jared is on our Facebook page. No, pardon me, YouTube. The signal, the avatars are so hard to read. Yeah, right, Hyatt. Tech Baseball, if the chippiness from the baseball game rolls into tomorrow, rubber match will be even better than today. They need to play with chippiness, chip on their shoulder. Anywhere else, Chuck Conrad, I dare you to knock it off. Was it Chuck Conrad? Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors? Who did the I dare you to knock it off battery commercial? Somebody help me out on that. Google it real quick. Corbin, you can do it. We'll see if at the end of the day and going into next week, what my Final Four is looking like. I'm hesitant to say, but again, it is archived. We do have it archived for posterity on that. Okay. Yeah, I know what I wanted to get to. So there were a couple of moments. It's easy to think in a 77-64 game that there weren't like moments that really mattered. There were a couple of big moments, I thought. The 7-0 run that you had there late in the first half, I thought was really big. And that was the first time that you really, stretched it out against them. Obviously, the technical foul. That pushed it to 47-38 at the 14-36 mark or whatever it was. You had, and we hadn't even really talked about Williams kind of getting rolled up on and the ankle and everything. And the announcer, who the hell was the announcer? Who was the play-by-play guy on TV? He's talking about Achilles, this and that. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? It's a high ankle, man. He's like, you don't say Achilles. You don't speak that into existence. You don't do that. But he comes back shortly. So he comes back 14:09, up 47-38. Wasn't that big a deal? Whatever. 10:02 left, 52-47. And then you get a big answer after some free throws by Drake that they weren't really doing anything offensively, but they got to the line, knocked down some free throws, and D-Will comes in and makes it 67-58, 3:29. That one was big. And then if he didn't do anything else all day, and that was almost the case, but Anderson hits that three. He finally knocks down that three, and that made it 71-58, 2:14. And that right there, if it wasn't the dagger, it was as close as you get. I thought those were the moments. And of course, D. Will Early, 10 points, 4 of 4. He had 12 points by the 8:19 mark of the first half. So if we want to go back and look at some moments, don't lose track of that little answer by Williams there. With it was 3:20. It's still, things could happen. Robert Conrad has joined the conversation. So it was Robert Conrad on the battery. I dare you to knock it off. To our knowledge, and I didn't get a chance to see any of the post game or do anything. But to our knowledge, everybody's good on baseball on that little deal. JC on Facebook this year, very chalky on top, but a few misseeded teams provided a couple of upsets. Remarkable how theoretically this opened up for Tech last year. Scared me today. Will again. When you get to the Sweet 16, you're just totally looking at matchups, and we'll get into Arkansas as the week goes on. We will be so sick of talking about Arkansas basketball by the time Thursday rolls around. And I believe it is, I think we saw that on the bracket, right? It's Thursday, Saturday. And you're in the West. You know that's going to be, you're playing the last game of the day Thursday. Prepare for another late night, just like the other night. You'll have that nine whatever tip off coming up on Thursday. That's the only thing I like being in the West Division a lot of times, because look at where the national champions have come from over the last 20 years, and I don't know if I can access. Let me see if I can access this really quick, because somebody sent me a great note. Somebody sent me a great note. No, I'm going to the wrong place. The hell with it. But basically, nobody west of the Mississippi wins national championships, or at least west of the Rockies. So I kind of like that. Already sick of the Woo Pig Suey chants. People in plastic pig hats. You'll deal with it. They still have one of the greatest college basketball bands of all time, the Hog Wild Band. Legendary. Michelle has joined in on Facebook. Good to see you out there, Michelle. Hope life is good. BYU's up 11 at the half. Let's go Big 12. Can we be like SEC people for a little bit? It's okay, you know. And a lot of this, it's not like in the past rooting for like Texas or Oklahoma or A&M or something. Hey, I'm all about rooting for Iowa State and BYU and hey, Kansas. Well, Arizona. Welcome to the league. Doesn't it make it a lot easier to root for the Big 12 that you don't have to root for Texas? Going back and looking at just some of the different numbers in this game today, 77-64. Make sure nothing snuck by us. Grant McCaslin did mention the free throw line. You made more than they attempted. You were 19 of 22. Hi there. They were 10 of 14. That is the Bob Knight stat. You always want to make more than the opponent shoot. And if you go back and look at NCAA tournament runs for teams that go to the Final Four and win the championship, you will see that is one of the hallmarks, that they do get to the free throw line and they do make a lot of free throws, or at least compared to the other team, that they're doing better at the line than the other team. Now, we don't want games called too tight. All right. We want it called exactly like it was today. Great job. Great job officiating. Lonnie is there with us on Facebook. Amen on not rooting for UT. Yeah. It's easy to root for most of these teams in the Big 12, right? Utah. No, not so much. Chris, BYU is nice. They give visiting fans ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? What should Tech fans give visiting fans? What, fajitas, tacos? Don't anybody say tortillas. Shinerbach? No, that's more of a South Central Texas type thing. A little Two Docs beer or something like that. All right, we'll go as long as the comments and questions keep flowing in tonight. We will be with you tomorrow with a Diamond Talk recapping Texas Tech and TCU. Every series is huge right now, obviously. We will have our 5 things we know on a Sunday column. which I hope you guys enjoy that. It's there on the website at theraiderland.com where we archive everything that we do. But for the most part, I think we've hit on just about everything probably that we need to get to tonight, unless there's other burning questions. Are these the questions you brought me here to answer? I don't know. You tell me. Ooh, Frito pie would be good. Yeah. The thought just struck me, Chris. Frito pie is a staple all around West Texas at high school football games, probably basketball, especially in Olton. Can you get Frito pie at a Tech game? I am not a person who goes to the concession stand because I am an elite member of the media, and I would not, get out there with the common rabble. Can you get Frito pie at Tech sporting events? If not, why not? What are we doing here? I've never really thought about that. That it's a high school thing, but I've never. It's not crossed my mind if you can get it at college. Huh. Joseph on Facebook, the Big 12 prepares its teams well for the tourney dogfight against a different style team every night. Another good point. And let's take football out of the equation, everything. Big 12 basketball is as good or better than any conference in the country. I know everybody was, what, over the SEC this year. It became a self-fulfilling prophecy after the non-conference schedule. And again, analytics and metrics, they would just keep feeding off it. Now, I say that knowing full well the Big 12 has benefited from that going back to 17, 18, 19 on, through the last couple of years that, you also got that bump. I get it. I understand it. But sometimes it's not real. Sometimes it's just math. I'm not saying math is not real. Birds aren't real. We know birds aren't real. They can sit on highline power lines and stuff and not die. They're not real. I did not see the post-game presser for baseball. As far as I know, everybody's okay. We'll see tomorrow. Football at one time had the Bigham's booth where you could get Frito pie. Vaguely remember that. I don't know if they still have that in the stadium or whatever. You guys are going to have to tell me on that one. All right, before we get out of here, got a lot of folks on. Glad you're with us on YouTube. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody subscribe tonight, man. Get on your social media. Drive your friends. Tell your friends. Email your friends. Tell them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's get over 500 this weekend, all right? We can do it. I know we can. We're at 460. Our Facebook page, same thing. If you don't subscribe to it, subscribe to it. And then Twitter. I know most people hate Twitter or whatever, but if you want to, at Ryan Hyatt Media, I think Twitter's great for what we do. That's why we do it. All right, so before we get out of here tonight, here's what I want you to give me real quick. Everybody who's with us, if you've never commented or anything, tell me how far Tech advances. I'm not going to tell you where I've got them in my bracket. This bracket right here. If this bracket weren't real, could I do that? No. Fire away and tell me where you think Texas Tech will finish their season. Honestly, objectively. Oh, hell, don't be objective or honest. Just go crazy. Scott, 27-33. The Zags are closing in on Houston. That'll make my mom happy. She's a huge Gonzaga fan. Became a fan of the Bulldogs back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Her bracket's pretty good. She just picks teams she likes. I mean, like how they play? Nope, just like them. All right, so we're right now today. Where does this Tech team finish? Does Chance McMillan play another game? Yes or no for Texas Tech this year? Where do you got them? And it's okay if you've altered your perception, plus or minus, since you filled out your bracket. I don't need to know about your bracket. I just want to know, where do you go? We're talking about Arkansas We're talking about things maybe opening up a little bit with the other half of the bracket. You never know. You tell me. I'm such an old radio guy. When I finished that little deal right there, I was so close to giving out a phone number to call in. I mean, I was this close. And who knows what number it would have been of all the stations I've been on in this market. And just occasionally I would just give out Don Williams' home phone number, which I don't know if he still has his landline, but I still know his old phone number. All right, so Scott's going to get in first. Beat Arkansas, barely loses to blank in the semis, or that would be the Elite Eight. So an Elite Eight run, they get into the Elite Eight, and either Florida or somebody's taking them down in that side of the bracket. I should probably be more intimidated by Florida, who's played the best basketball here lately of anybody in the country, but I don't look at that as insurmountable for Texas Tech. I really don't. Lonnie jumps in on Facebook. Tech wins one more game unless the injured McMillan returns. Timbo on that YouTube channel where I know you clicked thumbs up and shared it. They'll be riding across the turf in Jones Stadium in limos carrying a trophy. Lord, I hope we get to see that on a Tuesday night in April. Is it April? When would that be? Anyways, I would love to see that scene replayed, just like when the Lady Raiders returned from Atlanta, which was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced in my life. Michelle, I bet that Don still has his landline. Don to have a landline minus 750. That's on Bovada, I think. Mark Finger was very excited to have you broadcasting Lady Raiders win over Wyoming. I was excited to have you listening to it, and excited that he packed enough underwear and clean clothes to be able to make the turnaround and go to Blacksburg. They're playing tomorrow, and they have gotten hot, obviously, here at the end of the year, and I'm so happy for them. They're getting the payoff, and it shows that this team, was pretty good and had, I'm not going to say bad luck. You got to make your luck. You got to do it. But that they're still winning tells me something, that if I'm an athletic director in Kirby Hocutt, that Krista Gerlich has the locker room, she has the players, they haven't quit, and that's all I need to know about the leadership ability, and that's why she'll be back next year. Not that it should have been a huge question, but that's why she'll be back next year coaching the Texas Tech Lady Raiders. Jared, Tech makes it to the semifinals. After that, it's a toss-up. So national semifinals against Auburn, the game we did not get to see in 2019. Texas Tech and Bruce Pearl. Robert says Final Four for Texas Tech. That's not stupid talk, by the way. That is not stupid talk. Used to be crazy talk when you'd fill out your bracket. Yeah, Tech to the Final Four. Oh, geez. Yeah. No, they can absolutely get there. I want to thank our great sponsors again. Kevin McAlpin, the official chiropractor of Raiderland, Great West Texan. Check out his Facebook page. We link to it. We'll have it when we archive this broadcast at theraiderland.com. After that, I want you to share this with all your friends on social media. Grow it. And everybody who hadn't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it. Same thing on Facebook. It's all free. And if you don't hate Twitter, join us on Twitter. 7,000 plus. Can't be wrong. At Ryan Hyatt Media. Also by Domino's Pizza. Longtime friends, longtime partners, Larry Vigil and his great staff, great people in Lubbock. I can't think of enough for all they've done over the years, and all the chat line and everything we do brought to you by United Supermarkets here in Lubbock and beyond. Danny, my ex comment didn't go through, but Frito Pie is a food group in the state of Texas. Yeah. And I apologize again. Last week, whenever Twitter got hacked and everything was a mess, a lot of this is still not kicking in on like live broadcast and different things. I really kind of got a feeling they're operating not bare bones skeleton right now, just trying to get everything back, but they get hit hard. there on Twitter, and it has affected you guys' ability to watch, which is why, just like Danny, he goes to Facebook, he can watch there, he can watch on our YouTube channel because I know he's subscribed because he's a good man, a great Red Raider, and we were just talking about the Lady Raiders. We called some Lady Raider games together. Danny, a great baseball announcer as well, and one of the reasons why I'm in this business, right there, Danny Vaughn checking in. Dagger Dan, everybody, busting into the weekend. The top 30 or whatever it was. They're on KTXT 88.1 FM. Keep it locked to the left. We'll be right back after this from Clan of the Zymox, Depeche Mode, and the Blank Surfers. I'm going to have a tournament style, which student doesn't tick me off, tournament for the rest of the school year. So, Jared, as an educator, you're going to can you bracket the kids off? You know, a little bracket, you know, like a 32, you know, depending on your class size, or 8 and 8, like 16. Yeah, that kid right there, he's a 1 seed. He's going to piss me off the rest of the year. That's the 1 seed right there. Teachers this time of year just hanging in there, even with spring break. Danny, where are you calling some baseball? When are you back in the booth? Where are we going to find you? Great Texas Tech grad here. Again, one of my favorite guys to have worked with ever over the years. And where are you going to be back this year? When's the next time we can hear you call some baseball? Not that I'm putting you on the spot or anything. Also, the voice of Baseball Night in Australia for many years, which I think is the coolest gig ever that any of my friends have ever had, to be the voice of Baseball Night in Australia, hosting call-in shows in Australia. And I can't remember whether it was, did you do like a single team? Was it the Perth Heat that maybe you worked with specifically or whatever? I'm making Danny work. Danny pops in. He just wants to talk about like Frito pie or something. And next thing you know, he's like, all right, now I got to get my freaking resume. Hyatt's asking me all these questions. I don't do this. That's what you get. That's what you get for jumping in. Yeah, there we go. The Sioux City Explorers with a great logo, bouncing back and forth between his beloved bride there in the Metroplex and going up there. Sioux City. If I had told you in 1990 we're driving back from Las Cruces, New Mexico, perhaps getting pulled over in planes, I'd go, yeah, Sioux City, baby. Sioux City, you're going to be there and you're going to love it. So I will try to on Twitter, link up and do some stuff for you guys to hear him and some of my other friends around the country doing play-by-play. He did the playoffs this year in Australia. That's right. Playoffs. Amazing stuff. I'm just glad they let you back in the country. The way things are going these days in Australia, holy cow. I'm just pleased you're able to get back. There you go. See, my memory is not completely imperfect these days. All right, you guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. We'll be with you tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff going on the website. Tomorrow morning, theraiderland.com. The website will have 5 things we know on a Sunday. Get ready for that column. We will also have Diamond Talk, recapping the Tech TCU series, and maybe delve into a little basketball as well. And then we hit the ground running hard on Monday with the morning column. 60 seconds of Raiderland, a few other things. We'll be rocking and rolling as we get that going. So, hey, thanks for being out there tonight. Share this, spread the word, grow it. I'll say it one more time. Everybody subscribe to all of our platforms. They don't cost anything, all right? So if you're a Twitter guy, get on our YouTube, get on our Facebook page, vice versa or verse versa. Did you hear about the Aggie who thought vice versa was dirty poetry? We've enjoyed every minute again. Thanks, Domino's Pizza, McAlpin Chiropractic, United Supermarkets, all of our great sponsors. Find them on our Facebook page and our website and thank them whenever you can. We'll see you in the morning with 5 things we know on a Sunday there at theraiderland.com.